Massive Brazil flash floods and mudslides. Search crews found more bodies on Thursday, raising the death toll from the walls of earth and water that crushed homes in recent days to at least 419, local media has reported. Whole families were wiped out in the mountains north of Rio de Janeiro, while survivors were left scrambling Thursday to reach still-trapped neighbors. Some 50 people or more were still missing after the slides hit at approximately 3 a.m. Wednesday in the picturesque Serrana region north of Rio de Janeiro, after 10 inches of rain, a month's normal rainfall in just 24 hours, according to officials and reliable local news reports. May the Lord rest their souls. More than 13,500 people were made homeless in the region, the Civil Defense Agency said. Most of the deaths were north of Rio, but at least 18 people also died in flooding in Sao Paulo earlier this week. More rain, possibly heavy at times, is forecast through the weekend. More extreme flooding. Some survivors recounted their ordeal while taking shelter on Thursday. We were like zombies, covered in mud, in the dark, digging and digging after the mudslides hit, said Gisa Carvejo, 19. A tremendous rumble awoke her and her mother as tons of earth slid down a sheer granite rock face onto their neighborhood. I don't even have the words to describe what I've seen. A lot of our friends are dead or missing. There are people we may never find, her mother added. Television footage showed many houses buried in mud as desperate residents and rescue workers searched for survivors. There's no way of telling which house would fall. Rich and poor, everything was destroyed. Resident Fernanda Carvalho was quoted as saying by the Globo Network's website, houses turned inside out. Nearly all the homes in their neighborhood were swept to the bottom of a hill, seemingly turned inside out. Tangles of plumbing were wrapped in trees. Children's clothing littered the earth. Massive trees were tossed about like toothpicks. A river of water and mud flowed through the streets as a light rain continued to fall Thursday. Only a few rescuers had managed to hike to the area by Thursday, and they only had shovels and machetes, not the heavier equipment that may be needed to hunt for survivors. Residents said they had no food, water, or medication, and many made the long walk for help to the center of Teresópolis, about 40 miles north of Rio. It's like an earthquake struck some areas, said the mayor. At least 159 people were taken. There are 3 or 4 neighborhoods that were totally destroyed in rural areas. There are hardly any houses standing there, and all the roads and bridges are destroyed. Brazil's president flew by helicopter over the region Thursday. The nation's health ministry said it was sending 7 tons of medications to the area, enough to treat 45,000 people for a month, it said. The death toll in the region north of Rio was expected to rise as firefighters reached remote valleys and steep mountainsides where neighborhoods were destroyed. Teresópolis, at least 1,000 people were left homeless. So many disappeared. There are so many disappeared, and so many that will probably never be found, said a resident who feared she might have lost 15 relatives, including 5 nieces and nephews. There's nothing we could do. It was hell, she said. They watched the torrential rain carry away cars, tree branches, and animals, and rip apart the homes of friends and family. It's over. There's nothing. The water came down and swept everything away, said one man. Television images showed one woman holding a dog in the ruins of her house as powerful floodwaters tore at the remaining walls. Some 800 search and rescue workers dug for survivors. In one town, firefighters rescued a 25-year-old man who held his 6-month-old son for 15 hours until they were both pulled out alive. I believe the number of dead is much more than was announced so far, said the Rio State Environment Secretary. These were massive floods. Deadly flooding and slides earlier this month also caused havoc in the state north of Rio, where 16 people died and dozens of communities are in a state of emergency. More extreme weather happening all around the world, increasing in frequency, and all these are more signs of the times, just like the floods in Queensland, Australia. These floods are becoming bigger and more intense, or so it seems. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. 11. And many false prophets shall arise, and shall deceive many. 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whosoever hear, let him understand. 16. And let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. 17. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. 18. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. 19. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give nurse in those days. 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Revelation chapter 5. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? 3. And no human in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. 4. And I wept much, because no human was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. 5. And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has prevailed to open the book, and to loose the 7 seals thereof. 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne, and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God, sent forth into all the earth. 7. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints. 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to God by thy blood out of every kindred, and language, and people, and nation. 10. And has made us unto our God kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Yes, again, it's time. It's time for all prophecy to be fulfilled. And all these are more signs of the end times, transition days, which is a continuing day-by-day process. Everything that must change quickly or rapidly, and for the better. And all these are more signs happening all around the earth.